Now we will see about de-superheater. What is in my de-superheater? What are the internals in the de-superheater? How it is get functioning? What is the purpose of it? What is the essential over this? Why we want to de-superheat? And how much water we want to add for de-superheating? First, what is in my de-superheater? De-superheater is the equipment which will restore the saturation stage of the steam. That means whatever the superheated steam we are producing in the boiler and we are utilizing for the turbine, and we can't directly use for the heating medium. Why? Because the de-superheated steam will act as the dry gas and the heat exchange rate will be very less compared to the saturation steam. So we want to de-superheat the superheated steam. That means we want to reduce the temperature of the superheated steam to its saturation state. The saturation steam we can utilize for the heating medium, and it will transfer its latent heat of condensation and sensible heat. That is, latent heat of condensation is nothing but heat energy which will get dissipate while during the phase change, that is from the steam to condensate. In the superheated steam, it will not get condensed, right? So we can't get this latent heat of condensation. Only we can utilize the sensible heat transfer. It is a main purpose requirement of de-superheating the superheated steam to achieve the saturation stage for the better efficient heat transfer. It having a vital role, and many industries and all the industries will use the heating medium as a saturated steam only. Will not able to directly use the superheated steam because of these reasons. So how it is getting functioning? What are the different types of de-superheaters? De-superheaters, we have two different types majorly classified into direct type and indirect type. Indirect type is nothing but it will reduce the temperature with the help of indirect medium, indirect source. That is, with the ambient air, temperature will get reduced with the help of heat exchangers, or with the cooling medium, we will indirectly exchange the heat, reduce the temperature of superheated steam, and more practical, viable, and easily handling and widely we are using the direct method only. In the many industries, many cases, the direct type is nothing but steam is there. We want to reduce the temperature. So what we want to do? We want to add some water. So definitely temperature will get come down, right? So same principle we are going to use here in the direct method. So direct method also we have the different types of de-superheater arrangement, de-superheaters. Spray nozzle de-superheaters, spray type de-superheaters, windshield type de-superheaters, steam atomizing de-superheaters. That is, we have the superheated steam in the pipeline. So we have the de-superheater connections in the pipeline. So in the de-superheater, what will happen? The steam will be passed through and water will be passed through the pipe, and it will get spray or it will get atomized. That is, water if we directly add into the steam in the full pipe bore means definitely water hammering will occur, right? To avoid that, we want to make into the droplets. Water should make droplets, so easily it will get mixed into the steam and it will reduce the steam temperature. It will get vaporized and reduce the steam temperature. It will not have any harm in that. So that we want to atomize the water which is adding to the de-superheater for this purpose. That is a spray nozzle arrangements. That is the main purpose. You want to make a droplet so that we have the spray nozzles or venturis or atomizers we have. So we have the certain temperature. What is the achievement of the temperature? We will give the set point. So water will be there and the controller will act accordingly and it will get passed through this spray nozzle. It will make the droplets and it will mix with the steam and temperature of steam will get reduced to the saturation temperature. And we want to maintain a 4 or 5 degree above the saturation temperature for the better result. Next, we are going to see about internals in the desuperheater. So what we said, it is a steam inlet path, it is the water inlet path, it is one type of the Venturi type desuperheater, that is, it is the Venturi. Steam will pass through it and attempting water, desuperheating water will be get entered here. Due to the high pressure effect, that is the Venturi creation will be taken part. So water will drag the steam and it will get completely mixed in that. By this water, whatever the water entering here, it will make a fine droplets with these arrangements, and then what are the pressure loss will get gain in the converging section. It is a diverging section and then it is a converging section. In internal, how it is happening, we will see in this. How it is happening, it is a superheater steam entering here and water entering in from the top, and then it is getting water droplets in the Venturi effect. Fine droplets is mixing with the superheater steam and then saturation steam is getting produced. Now we will see how to calculate the mass flow rate of water required for desuperheating. What are the given datas? We taken one of the practical calculations what we are going to do. You can also find out what is the amount of water in your desuperheater is required for the better effectiveness control in the desuperators. And mass flow rate of the steam, superheater steam is 70 tons per hour and 12 bar absolute pressure and 240 degrees centigrade. And our water available temperature is 60 degrees centigrade. And our desuperheating, actually 12 bar absolute, we have the saturation temperature, it will be around 187, around 187, 188. So we can go up to 193 degrees centigrade. So what are the data we required? Mass flow rate of steam is 70 tons per hour. Superheater steam temperature is 240 degrees centigrade. And water for desuperheating temperature 60 degrees centigrade written. Enthalpy of water for desuperheating. Actually, it is how we are going to calculate the basic principle. Energy input is equal to whatever the energy we are giving here, it will be come out here. So based on that, we are going to calculate. It's a mass into enthalpy formula only. It is a very simple formula. It is easily we can calculate it. Enthalpy of water desuperheating, that is liquid, temperature is 60 degrees centigrade. So we can calculate by the steam table. So enthalpy is 251.18 kilojoule per kg. And then we want to calculate enthalpy of superheated steam. So superheated steam temperature is 240 degrees centigrade and total absolute pressure 2912.73, 2912.73. And then steam saturation temperature. So saturated temperature of the steam we want to find out. From the steam table we can find out. That is 2783.74 and desuperheated steam required temperature. That is we know the saturation temperature It is enthalpy of saturation steam. So saturation temperature is 187.957. It should be greater than 5 degree. So will take us 193 degrees centigrade. 188 plus 5, 193. Why we choose the 5 degree more than the saturation temperatures? Because immediately we're not going to line up the steam for the heating medium. So it will take some distance. Steam traps will be there. The temperature losses will be there. So this is the typical margin we taken. An enthalpy of saturated steam. Before we calculated, right? We got it right. Same thing. 2783.74. Next, what we said, energy at the input is equal to energy at the output by energy at the inlet is equal to energy at the outlet. Energy in is equal to energy out. So enthalpy into mass flow rate, if we multiple it, it will give energy per hour. So now enthalpy of, you see the picture will clearly we can identify the energy input. Steam energy is there and then water energy is there. So enthalpy of superheated steam into mass flow rate of superheated steam plus enthalpy of water into mass flow rate of water is equal to enthalpy of desuperheated steam and mass flow rate of desuperheated steam. So in that enthalpy of desuperheated steam, I want to calculate. So enthalpy of superheated steam into mass flow rate of superheated steam plus enthalpy of water into mass flow rate of water is equal to enthalpy of desuperheated steam into mass flow rate of superheated steam plus enthalpy of desuperheated steam into mass flow rate of water. Correct? It is simple. Actually, here desuperheated steam, energy output, it can confuse. So I'm clearly explaining once again. The desuperheated steam flow rate, enthalpy of desuperheated steam into mass flow rate of superheated steam only is going to come, plus enthalpy of desuperheated steam into mass flow rate of water. Here what is there? Water is there and then superheated steam is there. Output of the desuperheator. So that we taken the both mass flow rate of superheated steam and mass flow rate of water. Enthalpy of desuperheated steam will be same for water and the superheated steam. So that we taken an enthalpy of desuperheated steam. Correct? So we want to make it one side of this to find out the mass flow rate of the water, right? So enthalpy of water into mass flow rate of water, here this one we taken, minus, bring it left side, enthalpy of desuperheated steam into mass flow rate of water, you take it this side. The desuperheated steam into mass flow rate of water is equal to enthalpy of desuperheated steam into mass flow rate of superheated steam minus enthalpy of superheated steam into mass flow rate of superheated steam. Correct? So in mass flow rate of water only we require. So we take out this MW, mass flow rate of water into, take out me, what will happen? Enthalpy of water minus enthalpy of desuperheated steam, which is equal to, here we want to take out which is common. Mass flow rate of superheated steam is common, so you take out enthalpy of desuperheated steam minus enthalpy of saturated steam. Correct. So here mass flow rate of water is equal to, so mass flow rate of water will be keep it here, and then this left hand side will become as a numerator, and this EW minus EDS will come on denominator. That's it. Mass flow rate of superheated steam into enthalpy of desuperheated steam minus enthalpy of saturated steam divided by enthalpy of water minus enthalpy of superheated steam. Correct? I think it will be clear. Nothing, we will left hand side what is there in the bracket we brought into denominator. Left hand side what is there will go right hand side will come denominator, right? So this is the mass flow rate of water. Mass flow rate of superheated steam into enthalpy of desuperheated steam minus enthalpy of saturated steam divided by enthalpy of water minus enthalpy of desuperheated steam. So next, for finding the enthalpy of desuperheated steam, because in this, after the desuperheating, the condition of the steam we taken as saturated condition, but saturated temperature more than 5 degree we taken the temperature of the steam. So we want to calculate by interpolating only. So we want to take on reference temperature, and then we want to find out the enthalpy of desuperheated steam. Correct? So enthalpy of desuperheated steam is equal to enthalpy of saturated steam into enthalpy of superheated steam at reference temperature. Actually, we want to add the enthalpy of saturated steam plus, because it is not in saturation state, saturation temperature greater than 5 degrees. So we want to take the saturation temperature enthalpy, saturation state enthalpy plus it is greater than 5 degree, right? So we want to take some reference temperature for the enthalpy. We want to subtract it. That's it. So reference temperature enthalpy minus enthalpy of saturated steam into temperature of desuperheated steam minus temperature of saturated steam divided by temperature of saturated reference temperature, we can take minus temperature of saturated steam. This is the formula we are going to apply. So reference temperature be taken as 200 degrees centigrade. You can take whatever temperature you want reference. There is no issues in that, because we have 240 degrees centigrade, 60 degree. So saturated temperature is 187. We are going to 193. We are going to take. So 200 between that. Between this, how much you want to achieve? We want to achieve 193, 240. Between that, any one temperature you can take. So we taken as 200 round figure. We want to calculate enthalpy of desuperheated steam by interpolating method. That is, enthalpy of saturated steam is how much? Enthalpy of saturated steam is there. That is 2783.74. 2783.74 that you had, plus enthalpy of superheated steam at reference temperature, right? So 200 degrees centigrade, 12 bar pressure from the steam well you can get it. So how much you are getting the enthalpy? 2816.06. 2816.06 minus enthalpy at saturation, same 2783.74 multiplied by temperature of desuperate steam, that is how much you want, how much we are going to achieve desuperate steam, that is 193, that is saturation temperature plus 5 degree we taken, right? This is the 193 minus temperature of saturation temperature, that is 187.957. Okay, then which one you want? Divided by you see this E saturation is common plus this one. Okay, don't confuse. The same temperature 193, reference temperature is 200 degrees centigrade minus saturation temperature is 187.957. This is the enthalpy of our steam after desuperating. That's it. Okay. Enthalpy of desuperated steam. Mass flow rate of water required. We want to put the formula. Call it by the formula. So mass flow rate of water will be mass flow rate of superheated steam into enthalpy of desuperated steam minus enthalpy of saturation steam divided by enthalpy of water minus enthalpy of desuperated steam. So enthalpy of superheated steam is 2912.73 we have. Mass flow rate we have. Enthalpy of desuperated steam is this is the enthalpy of desuperated steam, that also we have divided by, yeah, we can go ahead for the formula. Enthalpy of desuperated steam should come here. Enthalpy of superheated steam at required temperature. Enthalpy of desuperated steam is this one, right? So mass flow rate of water is equal to steam flow rate is 70 tons into enthalpy of desuperated steam. That is what we calculated. Enthalpy of superheated steam is this one, 2912.73. 2912.73 we added. It is 2797.274 divided by enthalpy of water. Enthalpy of water is 251.18 minus enthalpy of desuperated steam. Two 797.274. So this is 3.17 tons is the required water for desuperating in order to achieve the saturation stay saturation we will get it after adding this water. So 3.17 tons water will be go through this control valve now to maintain this temperature. Okay, thank you.